Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to another cool time with Blessed. And today we'll be playing the Raz0rblack room in TryHackMe. Let's go have some fun quickly. This room, you can see pretty much a little bit information just given here. And straight up, you have to jump into the flag submission panel. I think I started and I've been able to just take the first two, but I want us to walk through everything else. It's a medium level room, so it's not easy. It's something that you have to go through some cool stuff to be able to crack it. And basically, the skill set you'll be looking at for here is maybe enumerating the domain controller all the way down to exploiting Kerberos, doing that Kerberos thing, granting admin privilege or abusing certain privileges. So let's quickly jump into this. For starters, I just ran the Nmap scan because it took about 10 minutes and I'm just going to cut the content to save us some time. So quickly we can see that Nmap here shows us starting from port 53. We can say simple DNS plus. Then we have the Kerberos sec telling us Kerberos is a thing there. Then we've got this NFS, all this cool stuff. So we'll be doing some NFS stuff to try to gain initial access, probably. Then we will be, we see there's MSRPC, NetBIOS, that's the whole SMB stuff happening there. And then all the way down here, we can see 3389 RDP. Then Nmap had enumerated that because I used the default script scan, and we can see the target name is given, the target domain is given, the NetBIOS computer name also is given. So NetBIOS is a thing, then the DNS name as well. I think Raz0rblack, the THM using the lead speak 0 there is what we had submitted initially. Then we can also see the DNS computer name. Then, well, we can see here message signing is enabled and required. So we cannot do maybe NTLM, LLM stuff here because I see message signing is a thing here that's pretty configured. Okay, so we're going to run another Nmap scan. So I'm just going to clear this quickly. Then I'll do another Nmap scan. I think I'll use tag N for this. I'll just pass that out and pass the IP address of .224.30, I think. Then, oh, sorry, 244. Okay, so I hope this will run pretty fast. I'm scanning that 389 where we saw the LDAP stuff. Let's see if we can grab some useful info. And that was pretty fast. So I'm going to go all the way to the top and we can see that, yes, we had communicated with that port and we can see some very useful information that will help us through all the way down to some cool details that the initial scan couldn't fetch out for us. So I'm going to leave you to tinker around this, but quickly we were able to grab info like the domain and a few other things to populate these results. So next, since I just showed this, I haven't shown this in one of my videos before, so that's why I decided to run this scan. Just so you understand that LDAP can actually grant you some useful information. So next, we're going to see if we can probably, since we saw NFS from our initial scan, let's see if we can connect to the shares. We'll be using maybe the show mount for a start. Then we'll also be trying to mount. So quickly, I'm going to just copy this IP address, save me some time. Then I'm going to clear the screen and I'm going to show show mount. That command is there, that E, then I'll paste that IP address there. Let's see if we can actually view the mounts. And obviously we can see there is the /users that has read and suppose write access for everyone. That's pretty cool for us. I think we can go find out what is in users. So we will try to mount this. I'm going to split this terminal quickly, horizontal. Then I'm going to probably cd into my /mnt. Then I'm going to make directory here. I'll just call it users. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we've got that user thing in there. We're going to mount this into a local drive and see if we can actually go find out what is inside. We'll use the command mount. We'll pass that IP address there. Then we're mounting dot 244.30. So we're mounting the user on our local mount directory. Let's see if that works pretty fine. If it did, we can go find out what is in that directory quickly. Users. Okay, that's pretty fine. In the directory, we can see there are some stuffs. The S-value, the text. Can we cut that content quickly? Remember, this is actually us mounting a remote here on our local box. So we can grab the first flag, which I already did, and submit it there just to save us some time. Great. Now the next thing that we can see is this XLS file there. So what can we do with that? We'll try to see if we can maybe find out what is in that file. Yeah, so we're going to view the content of this XLS file. We just use LibreOffice. Let's see what it looks like. Then we can grab just read only. So we have these usernames, which we think we can make a username list from. Look at this. We've got this Stephen Bradley, which was S Bradley, which we used to grab Stephen's hash. So we can modify this list to look like that and try to use it to brute force Kerberos, see if we can grab some hash. So I'm going to close that quickly, clear the screen. I think I already had a list here, which I did in the background to save some time. So we're working with this. All right, great. So I'm going to clear the screen. Then I'm going to be running this command. I'm pointing to my directory where that in-packet module is. So then I'm passing the no password, the domain, the user file. Please do note that before you can do this, actually, you need to have been able to put excuse me, that domain in your host file. So if I cut the content of my host file, you see it's pointing to that. If not, it's not going to work. You'll be having some problems. So I'm going to just execute this command. So it's checking the names, the first nothing, all the way down here. So look at this, Raz0rblack. So it doesn't have UF, doesn't require pre-auth sets. So we'll be taking advantage of this, as well as Raz0rblack, the same thing. So let's see the hashes that we were able to grab. I'm going to clear this. If I list the content, you can see there's hashes.txt. If I count that content quickly, we see we're able to grab the hash for T. Williams. So we'll be cracking this and see if we can reveal the password. I'm just going to use hashcat quickly since I already have formatted it to hashcat formats to save some time. So I'm going to run, I think hashcat might need a sudo command. I'm going to pass the method. The method for this hash is 18200. Then I'm going to pass the hash folder. Then I'll just pass the dictionary. So then I can crack this. Let's see if we're able to crack it as fast as possible. Hashcat is doing its thing. Okay, I see we probably have been able to crack it. So look at that, roasted potatoes. So that's the hash for the user T. William. So let's try and see if we can do some. I have Enumerate. Okay, great, it's there. So I'm going to be doing some Enumerate. Let me see if I can pass the user, which is T. William. Then I can pass the password, which is roasted potatoes. Then copy this and paste this here. Then if I can pass the IP, it's 10.10.43.06. I'm not sure if I need to pass the domain. I'm going to try and see if I can authenticate. What can we do? We can probably try. We cannot authenticate. Okay, so I'm going to clear the screen. At least I have a password for T. Williams. So let me make a file. Nano cracked dot text. So I'm going to put T William, and I'll put the password there. Roasted potato, write this file out quickly. Then I think I'm going to do SMB stuff since I saw 139 and 445. Let me see if I can do SMB map. If I can pass that hosts 10.10.43.206. Then if I can pass the user user William, then if I can pass the password roasted potatoes, okay, if I can actually list shares and see authentication error. I'm not sure why that happened. Did we spell something wrong? T Williams, okay, the username was wrong. I'm sorry about that. S had to be in there. So wait for it again. Okay, now it's working. Working on it. Okay, great. So we can see if we're able to list the shares, then if we're able to access the shares. Admin $, IPC $, net logon is trash. This looks really interesting. Trash. Okay, can we try to see if we can access any of them? So I've been trying multiple techniques to access these shares. They'll all prove abortive except for the IPC $, net logon, and this ball, and there was practically nothing in there. It's just rubbish. So I'm going to try a different technique to see how that's going to help me out. So I'll be using maybe crack map exec. What I did was, if I list what I've done actually, I had created a pass the text by capture content. You see, was the password roasted potatoes, which we grabbed earlier. I'm just going to quickly copy this. Sorry. So what we'll be doing is we'll try and see if we can drop. I don't have crack map exec on this root user, so I'll exit this root shell and run crack map exec. Okay, I think I have it here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if I can probably brute force my users lists to verify if there are any other users probably that are interested with the same password with these roasted potatoes. I could try that manually, but I'm just going to run a brute force using crack map exec. So I'm going to pass the protocol SMB there, then pass the IP 10.10.200.138. Then I'm going to pass the user file, tag u users.text.p, pass, and run this. Let me see if I can find other users who have probably similar password, or maybe I don't know. Already we can see none of this is a thing. None of this is a thing. There's a quite delay here. So if you look at that, between Aro Delgado and T Williams, there was actually a delay. I'm not sure why that happened. It's didn't also scan. If I compare this to my list here, it didn't scan for some of them, like S. Bradley, like Celine. I can't find those on the list here. So it also tells me something funny. Maybe they have a similar password, but there's a password policy. Probably it's been expired, like password age or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if I can use a module to attempt to change the password. So I'll use a module called SMB map, SMB pass, I think. SMB pass is that module. Let me see if it's here. Okay, it's here. And I'll point that to the IP 10.10.200.138. See if I can actually change the password. I'll pass that user S. Bradley, SBRADLAY. Let me see. It's asking for the old password. I have it in my clipboard. I'm just pasting that new password. Something easy. And see what happens. Great. So you look at that. We were able to change the password for S. Bradley. And I'm just going to take notes. The password I used was keyboard. So we're going to do the same thing, but this time around, let's run for that other user, Celine. Let's see if we can change that password. here also. I will run the roasted potato also as the password. Then I'll just use keyboard. And see if I'm able to change this also. Okay, this didn't work. Obviously, we got that for Raz0rblack. So since we've changed the password for Raz0rblack, let's see if we can use SMB map to now use Raz0rblack as our go-to to probably list some access those shares. So I'm going to use SMB map. I think I should be running this as sudo. I'm not sure. So let me just sudo into this SMB map. Then I'm going to be running on the hosts 10.10.200.138. Then I'm going to pass that user Raz0rblack. I hope that's correct. Okay, great. Then the password which I actually created, was keyboard. Let's see if this is going to work. Just testing. Oh, and it's working great. So which means we're able to probably list. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try and see if we can access the shares. It's taking a while to load. I think it was the trash share. Let's see if we can access that share. So it loaded. So obviously this is working for us. So let's see if we can access shares, the trash share. So we're going to try to use this SMB get command to with the username and password which you created to connect to that share trash and probably recursively dump everything here in our directory. So let's see if this is going to work. We're using the user Raz0rblack and the password which we created. So it's actually doing the stuff. There is a chat log, the text that's already pulled down. It's pulling down experiment gone wrong.zip. That's a zip file. I pull down all three files. If we list the content of this directory now, we can see there is this chat log. I'm just going to cut that quickly. Let me see what's in there. Wow, there seems to be this write-up thing. It seemed like a chat between Raz0rblack. Here, administrator, our machine has the newly discovered disclosed vulnerability for Windows Server 2019. What vulnerability? Okay, that's the zero logon thing. Has released a new proof of concept. I've given you the last one, and if you exploit this, okay, this is fun. All right, that's a fun chat. Let's just follow through. So it seems like this machine is vulnerable to zero logon. We might be doing some zero logon thing because, as you can see, that seems to be the chat happening here. So we can dump the ntds.it and also the system hive probably. Okay, cool stuff. That was a cool chat there. Clear the screen. Again, let's cut the content of Raz0rblack, the text. So we've got ourselves a flag there. Let's quickly go submit that flag. Copy that. So where is it? Raz0rblack's flag. Is that a thing? It's not a thing. Let's see if we can use what can we use to unzip this? G unzip, or maybe I'm suspecting it might be some hash. So we can use John to zip or zip to John. So let me see if it's here. Okay, it's here. So let's use zip to John. Let's pass that file, experiment gone wrong, the zip. Then let's pass the output to hashes one.txt. Already have some hashes there. So let's pass this hashes one.txt. Did it work? Let's see. Is there hashes one.txt? Cut the content. Whoa, blob. Okay, so looks like it's this humongous blob thing. We're not sure what it is, and we don't want to know what it is. Oh, what happened? Wow, I see there's a zip. So look at what is there. It's like a combination of hashes. I don't know. What can we do to this? Can we try to see if John will crack something for us? Maybe. We already have it in John format, so we're going to use John. John, okay, great. We'll pass the word list. Let's pass the word list of user. Share word list. I think it's word list. Then rock u dot txt. Okay, we'll pass that file. Then we'll try to see if this can crack. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can pass that hashes one.text. Seems to be working. Let's see. Whoa, it seemed like it did. Electromagnetism. Magnetismo. Is that the password? We'll copy this and come here and try that. Is that it? Whoa, that's it. Okay, cool. All right, so now we can also see that we've been able to crack that thing, and great. So from this point, what can we do? Thinking out loud. Okay, so since we have the password for the zip file, we're going to try to see if we can unzip the file and probably find out what is in the file. So I'm going to come in here. If I list the content, I see that experiment gone wrong zip file is there. I'm just going to use the unzip to see if I can zip it. I'll pass the I'm not sure. Just pass the file. Experiment gone wild. It's going to ask me for that password. I'm going to paste it from my clipboard and see if I'm able to unzip it. It's taking a while. I did paste the password. Incorrect password. Okay, so I think that worked pretty fine. Let me list the content. Now we have two new files, system.hive and ntds.date. Pretty fun stuff. So what can we do with these two new files? The next question there, let's quickly go look at that. It's asking Jude Miller's hash. So let's go find out Jude Miller's hash. I think we can use, according to the note that we found in that chat log, if I cut the content of the chat log, we saw it told us something about secrets dump on those files, the ntds.date and the system hive. If we run secrets dump, we should be able to grab stuff. So let's probably follow that instruction and see what we can do. So I'm going to run secrets dump. In my in-packet module, I think I've got, if I list the content, there should be secrets dump. Probably, let me just check. Yeah, there it is. So I'm going to be pointing to this directory where it is, just because I want to load it from there. So I'm going to type Python 3, then point to that directory, then pass the secrets dump.py file. Then I'll pass the system hive and also the ntds.date file as well. Then let me see if I can grab the hashes from them. So I'm going to pass tag system. System, is it in there? System dot hive. I believe it's there. I'm not sure. There seems to be a lag. Okay, so I was trying to search for its system.hive. Then I'm also going to pass the ncds, the file, which is ncds.date. Great. Then I will pass the local, dump the hashes from them. We'll call this history.txt. Okay, let's see if that's going to execute on those files. If it did, we should have the hashes in the history.txt. Then we can try to see if we can maybe use crack map exec to pass the hash on those hashes. I don't think it would be fun to pretty crack them. If we got them, we can use the pass the hash attack to pass the hash and see if we can authenticate. Can we cut the content of our user? Let's see. So we're going after Raz0rblack, I think. It's taking a while to crack the dash. To extract the hash, sorry, it's taking a while. So we'll just wait for it to do its thing. Yeah, so we extracted those hashes, and if I cat the content of the hash, which if you remember the command we used, we store them as hashes3. If I cut the content of hashes3 of text, we see we've got this whole lots of hashes. I think it's the entire hashes on the box, dumped everything. Also dumped both those hashes, and also from the entity as it did extracted those keys. So what I've done in the background to save some time, I was able to clean up using mouse pads. If I cut the content of hash4, we will see that I extracted just the hashes only, because I'll be using this and I'll be running crackmap exec to verify the exact hash. So I also did that in the background using this command to verify the exact hash of the user which they had asked us, and I got that hash. I actually submitted it in the panel flag, so we can see that's the hash for Raz0rblack. And now we're going to take this hash quickly, save some time. I don't want this to be pretty long. Then we're going to go check for the flag. So we'll be using, I think we can use EvoWinRM from this point to authenticate as Raz0rblack. So if I clear this quickly by sudo here, and if I cut the content of users list, we see the user Raz0rblack there. So we're going to go EvoWinRM into this user. Then we'll pass the IP address, which is, I'm just going to quickly verify that didn't change because I was doing something else, .6.61. Then we're going to pass the user, which is Raz0rblack. Then we'll pass the hash. Since we're using pass the hash attack here, I'm going to go copy that hash from the flag submission panel and copy this and paste it in here. Let's see if we can authenticate as that user on the box. So it's taking a while. I don't know if it's going to crash or if it's going to give us that show. Okay, so it didn't crash, and we got ourselves this EvoWinRM session. If we look at this, we can see we're users Raz0rblack, and we're in the document. So let's see if we can list the content in this directory. Seems like there's nothing in there. Okay, so we're going to, from here, maybe fall a step backwards and probably see if there's anything in there. Okay, so we are here in Raz0rblack. We can see there's this Raz0rblack.xml stuff going on here. I'm not sure what it is. So what I'll be doing is I'll be using a particular PowerShell cheat sheet to see if I can retrieve the content in that file. It's an XML file. So I'm going to just use the watch credential equals, I'll pass that import. I think I'm going to be importing the CLI XML. Then I'm going to pass the path to what I have, the Raz0rblack stuff there. So it's called Raz0rblack.xml. Okay, let me run this and see. Okay, that worked pretty fine. Then I'm going to now extract the password basically and see if I can extract maybe a hash or something from that file. So I'm going to run that command again, but this time around I'm going to just clean up this whole thing. I'm going to use the gets. So get network, I hope my spelling is correct, credentials. let's see. I'm going to pass this. Oh, sorry. Then I'm going to pass the password. See if I can extract something from that again. So we're able to grab that flag from that XML file. We take this quickly and go submit this in the flag panel. Let's verify if that's the flag. Okay, that's the flag. Now we're moving on to next. Next is XYAN's ID3 password. So we're not sure what that password is, but we can see if we can still use the same password hash with Raz0rblack's credential to see if we can get into this user. Since we've got Raz0rblack, I've got a WinRM shell here happening for us. I'm not sure if that's going to work. Most of what we're doing here, we're just trying out to see if it works. Okay, if there's a possibility that there is a reuse, if there's a reuse, then we can be able to do something with that. So we're going to use the get spn.py in packet module. I think it should be in this in packet folder. Let me just list the content here. There's the get. We had used this one. Now we'll be using the get user spn stuff. So if I print, so I can copy the directory to that stuff. I'm just going to copy this. Then we're going to see if we can actually use this module. Here, I'm going to clear this. I'm going to run Python 3. Then I'll pass the directory. Then I'm using the get users spn the py. Then what I'm doing is I'm passing the domain. The domain is Raz0 Raz0Rblak THM. Then I'm also passing the user Raz0rblack. Because we've got his own hash. So what we're trying to do is see if we can use Raz0rblack's hash, pass the flag hashes, and let's see if we can pass his own hash and see if that's going to work. What we're doing basically is we're trying to do that pass the hash attack. So I'm going to copy Raz0rblack's hash, is this, and pass it on to the new user which we want to authenticate as. So I'm going to paste this in here, then paste that again. Then this time around, I'm going to pass the output to I'll pass this to hashes for the text. Let's see, my spelling is wrong for hashes for the text. Let's see if that's going to work. We're saving the output in the hashes. So we see we found this XYAN ID3 user, and did that run completely? Oh, there seems to be a problem. Clock scale to great, so which means there's a time differential between my local box and the DC. So can we try and correct that? I think it's NTP dates. Oh, it's installed. Okay, I'm going to pass the IP of the domain controller. I think I have a my keyboard. Can it update? Will it work? Let's see. It's taking a while. Okay, it seems like that worked fine. So that command should run fine. Now let's run that command again and see. We got to fix the problem. Oh, great. Excellent. That was quite a pretty quick cheat. Maybe just talk a bit about that. We can see that initially we had this problem with the clock scale, which means the time differential thing was too bad that it couldn't pull the request, and it gave us that error. But we just use that little neat cheat NTP dating to update our time to that of the domain controller, and we are good to go. Let's verify if we got those hashes. So we'll cut the content of hashes for the text, and obviously we got the hash. So this is for this user, Yan, whatever, I don't know. Now we're going to try to see if we can crack this hash, maybe using hashcats. So I'll run the hashcats. I'll pass the method. I think it's this time is 13100. Then you pass the hashes for the text. Then we'll pass our dictionary, USR, share, word list, rock.q.txt. Let's see if we can quickly crack this with hashtags. If we're able to crack it, we can grab the credential, then we'll try to authenticate using another Enumerate session. So I think I'm going to be doing that in here. Let me just put this, and so it seems like hashcat is completely done, and we've got the password here. I'm just going to copy that password, then I'll pass that in here in our session, and let's see if we can establish that session quickly to the host. So while that is trying to establish the session, I'm going to copy this because I'm going to be using the same command here. It takes a while. I'm not sure why that delay. Let's go look at so we're looking for this password. I think we've got the password already. So can we just copy that thing and submit it? Okay, that worked fine and open up. Well, let's go submit the password. We'll come back to that. Paste this in here. So we need his flag. We're just going to repeat the same action which we did. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to fall back one step. List the content. So we see here an XML file there also. So I'm just going to paste this in there, and I'm going to pass that here an xyan1d3.xml, and see if that's going to do the extraction for me, just like in the previous case. We run that. Then also we're going to copy this and run this as well to extract what we want. So run that also. There seems to be a problem. Password. I'm not sure why that didn't run fine. Is there a problem? Oh no, yeah, credential L. Pass that. So lol. Here it is. So we grab this flag. Let's copy this flag and go submit this flag quickly. This room is actually not an easy one anyways. I've had quite a number of hassles with the system crashing and failing and restarting. So what is the root flag? So here goes the bigger picture thing, the root flag, what is Tyson's flag, and what is the complete top secrets. So let's go after the root flag and see how we can grab that. Now we know we've got all the hashes, and from what we extracted from the system.hive and also the ntds.date file, we will try and see what we can do with those, probably to authenticate as root, or maybe look for another attack vector. So to start with, I'm going to verify privileges for Raz0rblack as well as for xyan ID, whatever that person is. So can I clear the screen? So the feature in here is taking a while. I don't know why. So let me just run the who am I here, pass that flag all. Let's see all the privilege sets. So looking at this, we can see SE machine account privilege is enabled, so you can add workstation to the domain. So this guy can actually add a workstation. SE backup privilege, you can backup files and directory enabled. Wow, this is actually a very monstrous one. Because if I can back up, by default I'll have read and write access to certain critical folders to be able to back them up. Then SE restore privilege, SE shutdown, SE change notify privilege, SE increase working. Okay, I think this should be what we'll be going after. Let me verify for this guy as well. I see this thing is stuck now. I'm not sure what's happening here. Okay, I killed it. Can I just grab that session again and verify for that guy as well? Okay, so after pretty much detailed research, I found this shadow.txt stuff on GitHub. I think we'll be working with this to see if we can probably make a copy of that system.hive and then probably extract those passwords from there. So we'll just follow what I've been asked to do here. We're extracting ADDB, that's AD database, So we'll create a script called the shadow. I'm going to copy everything in here. I may probably make some modifications, so I'm going to clear the screen. Now I know this shadow dot text. I'll paste the content in there. Quickly, I'm going to go look at it. Context persistence. Then that's going for release. Then we're going to execute the command cmd.exe. We're copying C Windows. Okay, exfiltrating that. I don't have this. So I may just clean up a bit. Don't think I need these parts. And I think I'm going to just use Z. That's fine. Then delete shadow volume. Do not need to delete that shadow volume. Just going to leave that. And I don't need the reset flag as well. So this looks pretty fine. Add volume C. Then alias some alias. Create that to expose it as Z. Then we execute the command. cmd.exe, we copy Z, the ncts.dit. I don't really think I need this execute command also. I think I'll rather just pass at the top here. I'll just pass sets metadata. Let me see. I pass that to temp. Then I'm going to pass that to maybe temp dot cabs. Okay, that should be fine. Then set persistence, no writer. Then add the C, some alias, create that, and expose it as Z. Okay, so I'm going to write this, exit this. Then going back to that window, oh, not this one, sorry. We see to run it, we can run dixshadow.exe, then pass that out to a file. So first, I think I need to upload it. Can I just cd? I think I need to make a directory first called temp. So we're using, if I cut the content of this, let me see what is in temp. So I'm going to make a directory on the C, and I'm going to call that temp. Let me see if I'm able to do that. Okay, can I cd on C temp? Can I go into that directory? Okay, I'm in there. So I'm going to use the upload functionality of Enumerate from home, sidebar, C3, phone. I'm going to bring in disk shadow.txt successfully. I'm just going to list the content to see. Okay, so I'll paste their command in there. Dixshadow.exe as on our disk shadow, we have it in temp. So C temp, then it's dixshadow.txt. Let's see if that's going to run. Okay, after some hell of a struggle, we were able to dump that hype. Then we're able to extract the admin's hash on our local box. So we've got the admin's hash. Now we're going to authenticate as the admin and see if that's going to work using pass the hash for Enumerate. Yeah, I've been now it's doing this thing. It's just a little bit of struggle here and there. Okay, so wait for that to authenticate. If it does, then maybe we can probably look around and see what we can find. Okay, it did authenticate. So I'm just going to find out what is in the downloads directory. Nothing. Can I go a step back and look at the administrator, what is in there, just to find out what's in there. So I see there is this root.xml. Can we use the same technique we had used before if it's going to work? Will that work? That TryHackMe an error, data is invalid. Check that again. I think I shouldn't have put an S on the credential. Also TryHackMe an error at me. Can I read that file from there? Oh, that works. Okay, so it's able to read, and we see this string in there happening in there. Probably we can grab this thing and maybe it's an encoded stuff. Can I copy this? Go to my browser and try to look for something to decode it. I think this time around I'm going to use CyberChef. Let me see if I can use CyberChef to decode this thing. If it works for me. So I'm going to put that in here. Okay, so that was able to decode. We see, damn, you are a genius. But I apologize for treating you like this. Here's your red flag. Yeah, this is quite tough. Anyways, my brain is almost frozen. Okay, I'm gonna paste that red flag in there. Now Tyson's flag. So let's go back. Can I list the content of users? See if Tyson is there. Okay, CD T Williams. I go in T Williams, list the contents. I'm not sure what is in there. See, there's this annoying thing again. Definitely. Oh my god. What's gonna be that flag? Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah. Copy this. Maybe look for mouse pad and paste it in there. And just clean it up a bit. So I'm gonna copy this. And I'm gonna type that's annoying string. And there goes the flag. Oh man, I'm tired. Copy this and go submit this quickly. And what is the complete top secret here? There goes another annoying stuff anymore. Oh man, we'll have to look around for that. So can we fall back? Look in here. Is there anything here? Top secrets. Can we fall back again? Can we look in here? Okay, let me see if this would work. And I'll just smash the keyboard. Okay, do we have any? Oh, there goes the top secret thing. So can we go into top secrets? Let's see what is in there. What is in there? There's this PNG file in there. Can we just download the file? I don't know. .png. Can we download it? Oh man. Is there anything else there, or we can just exit the shell? I think it's just that one. So it downloads. I'm just going to exit the shell to access it because I'm not sure. I can't remember where exactly I loaded the shell from. Okay, it's in fun, so that's fine. So let's go see if we can view the file top secrets, and there it is. Okay, how can we open this up? Not sure what to be able to open it. I think I'll just use the file explorer to open it up. So I'm going to go to fun, then damn, what is this? Listen, kid, I don't have much time. Listen carefully. So this is the cookie. Okay, the milk. The way to exit Vim is Vim. Oh yeah, Vim. Okay, so it's WQ. Cool. Nasty. Where's my folder? Is WQ. Okay. And did you like your cookie? Obviously not. Why did you put only the option of yes? Okay. Yeah, that was a tough one to crack. But we cracked it anyways. Thanks for sticking around with me and have a good day.